What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast. I am super excited to have my special guest, Toccara Thomas. What's up, sis?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, it is so wonderful. Listen, we have had some things going on, but you know what? We're here now and we are going to talk about you.
Yes.
So let's get into it, sis. So tell us just a little bit about who you are and where you're from.
Well, for starters, I'm from Texas.
Do we do
And
this?
I've
Can I do this? Okay.
al- yes, I've always lived in Texas, and wow, I don't even know where to begin. um, I've always been a singer, and I used to write poetry a lot when I was young. So that's what transpired into the whole songwriting process.
Yeah.
I have a lot of musical influences, quite a few, and they actually changed over time. I started out listening to a lot of R&B and a lot of the blues. My mom used to play a lot, like Betty Wright and Lisa Stanfield. A lot of these people today probably wouldn't even know who these singers are.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, as I grew older, I kind of developed my own sense of style. I was into a lot of the R&B female groups, like Destiny's Child, TLC,
Right.
Mary J.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, my all-time fave.
She's
Who
one
does?
of my top two. Like she's definitely amazing. She's definitely
Yes,
on top.
she takes the cake.
She does. Yes, she does. So, in all of this, let me ask you this from being super young, starting out, you said you started listening to your mother sing. How big of an impact did she have on your life in singing? Like, did she say, "Come on, sweetheart, let's come over here and sing with me," or she just was one of those open singers that sung wherever she was?
She was a little open, not too much, and she never really pushed me to sing.
Mhm.
I just kind of took note, and I spent
Yeah,
a lot of time watching her. She would always have her little tape recorder and playing them oldie hits, which of course at the time I didn't understand what in the world she was listening to,
right.
but when I would just watch her sing and how so deeply engaged she would be with it. And I'm like, wow. And she actually did a performance once. Because I'm originally from Beaumont, which I don't like
Okay.
to but she actually did a performance a while back doing one of Betty Wright's songs. And I'm like, wow, like how in the world did you manage to just go up there and sing in front of all these people? And from that point on, I kind of started, trying to copy and mimic her.
Right.
So I kind
I
of
think I
grew up
think
with
there's a lot of times where as younger, kids, we tend to like mimic the people that really impact us at that moment. So
that.
what song did your mom sing the most that really impact your life? Like, okay, I'm gonna sing this song exactly like her because me, my old time gospel singer is CC Winans. I've always loved her singing. Of course, her and BB, they're the thing when they're together. But when she sings, it's just so amazing. I just always try to like hit her notes and sing like her. So, what was
Mhm.
that song that your mom sung
Um,
that?
the one that I recall was a song for you, and I don't think she was the original artist of that song because I can't remember. Was it a guy who actually um, Hathaway? Oh, Lonnie
Oh,
Hathaway. I
yes, yes, yes.
remember. But that was the song that I remember her singing, and when I
Wow.
say she just towed up.
Like, can you give me like a smidget of it? Just a smidget
um,
of the song.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I sung a lot of songs and I made some bad rhymes. I acted on my life on stages. And then I don't know what else.
The song, that song, I hear Tyrese sing that all the time, and he tears that song up. I
Yeah,
love that song. Yes.
classic.
So I always thought that he was like the original singer of that. So he's not the original singer of that song. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I am not in the know of all of these singers of back in the day, especially R&B, because I'm a gospel girl myself. That's what I grew up on. That's pretty much all I know. But I know just a little bit of the R&B and the the classic and all that. So I do know that song.
Yeah. And
So
also, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I can't leave out my grandmother. That's actually when gospel came into play and
Okay.
played a major role in my life because she listened to a lot of like the Clark sisters, Mississippi Mass Choir.
Oh yeah.
Um, Yolanda Adams was one of my favorite. Oh my gosh. When I heard Riding Through the Storm, that song like moved me in so many ways. That was
Right.
like my number one song. So yeah, as I grew older, I started developing different, genres and kind of being influenced with those other artists too as well. So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna send out to thank you, Grandma, wherever if you're here on earth or you're here in
Yes.
heaven. Thank you, Grandmother, for putting the that gospel in Tocara's soul. It takes I'm a singer as well. I'm number 11 out of 12 siblings. So my dad was more like I tell this to everybody, when he found out that we could sing, he was more of the nicer Ike Turner, like, hey, let's practice, let's get this. So I do know the gospel very well. So in the R&B, the contemporary, all of that. So what is your favorite song in that genre as well? Like R&B, all of the soul, the jazz, any of that. What's your favorite?
It's so very, very hard to choose. It's very hard. But if I had to choose one, in the it depends because it's both genres kind of really hooked me in with the
Yeah,
R&B.
but you started out there. So
Yes. Wow. It's a lot of the music that I really don't have a preference to now. Um,
right, yeah.
I don't really like listen to. I mean, I grew up on it, but it's not something that I would just go back
Absolutely.
to again,
Yeah.
unless it was like I say with the R&B, like Betty Wright was like the number one, like that her music was played so much as when I was younger, but in the gospel, I listen to a lot of the choirs.
Why?
And
Okay.
I started getting pretty fond of Kirk Franklin. He had Kirk Franklin and the Family, and then he had
Yes.
God's Property. Yeah,
Yes.
so many. So I was following him every whatever group he had coming. I was like, okay, what you got next, Kirk?
Now, have you met him? Have you met Kirk Franklin?
Oh no, I can't say that I have. I did come pretty close though. It was a concert I attended where I think it was him and I know John P. Key and a few other artists
Hmm.
was in attendance too. And Clark sisters, which one was it?
There's Karen.
Karen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Karen. Karen, I watched her in concert and oh my
they're
gosh,
amazing, right?
she is a powerhouse. I just love her. I love her. Yes.
Listen, I think like for me it's huge for me. Like I say, CC Winans, but I love listening to definitely Yolanda Adams, Tamla Mann, Kurt
Mhm.
Franklin. But when it comes to on the guys side, which is Kurt Franklin, Travis Green, Jonathan
Yes.
McReynolds, they
Yes.
are some definitely powerhouse singers and know
Mhm.
how to really touch the heart when they're singing. So when you are singing, what do you want your audience or whoever you're singing in front of to get out of your singing when you're, I don't want to say performing or any of that, but I just want to say when you're singing, what do you want, or ministering, what do you want your audience to get from you?
Well, I would say as a worship leader, which is what I currently am, um, once I allow God to use me in a way to where I'm really not doing it for the attention, the entertainment, or anything. My primary goal is to be to just have that ear for wherever God leads me, whatever song that I'm given to sing. And I just want the words, not so much as, the song itself, but the words to like really be able to touch and reach someone that's going through something, or something that they haven't told anyone about, or
Mhm.
something that's troubling their spirit in whatever kind of way. I would like for them to just, whatever I can do to help, and allowing God to use me where they can be drawn closer to Him in
Mhm.
the best way. And I see you mentioned Jonathan McReynolds, which he's another one of my favorites. Because even though he may not be, one of those powerhouse like all that,
Right. Right.
still manages, because it's what he's saying. You have to really think about the words behind the music. It's more to it than just sounding good or playing good. You have to
Yeah.
really be able to just, just hear God and just act and move when he moves.
Yeah.
So,
I know you, when you brought up Duncan McReynolds, his song really come popped in my mind. You know the song "Comparison Kills" that he
hmm
sings.
hmm
That whole album that he did with that was really amazing. When I actually met him at the Stellars one year, and he's really a when you see him singing and performing and stuff like that, you think he's this outstanding talkative person, but he's really not. He's more like a on the quiet side for me. I think
hmm
it may have been like the timing of where we were at, but for me,
hmm
he's an amazing singer too. Like you said, he definitely with the words, his words
hmm
are very powerful, and that's what really, really minister to people is really the words, and then the music comes in behind it too because it has to flow. So in
right.
your singing, Takara, do you write your own songs?
I do. I do. I do. I am open though to other artist collaborations, which I have also done that as well. But yeah, I actually, the album that I'm actually working on right now, all of those songs are written by me except for my very first one, my baby. That one, Tidal Wave, I collaborated with my husband on, so that was a joint project. He
Okay.
actually came up with the actual title of it and gave me something, and I just took it and ran with it. So yeah,
Right,
it's
right. So
I love working with other people in the music. You don't necessarily have to be an artist, but just to
right.
together, with a common goal, something that you guys are trying to achieve, to make it
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So in your music writing and all of that, is there like a song that has really you have really wrote, or just even collab with someone that has really that had matched your life, that you have from like youth to now? Like,
Ooh.
is there a
Yes,
song?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes. The one that really grabs me, and I mean grabs me in such a way to where it just flows through my spirit. It's one I have not released yet. I
I was hoping it was one
haven't
that
released it, but but um stay tuned. Stay tuned
I
because
okay, okay. So I'll be staying tuned and ready to hear. But I just want to tell you my favorite right now of your song is called "Fallen." That
oh
song. Oh my, when I heard, I was like, okay, this has a nice beat. Okay, so I say falling, but I do like the other one, go get it. I do
Hmm.
like that one. It has like it's a different feel.
Hmm.
Is it more like on like a reggae style? Were you trying to get accomplish that in it or no?
No, I wouldn't say it was bad. Basically I was kind of going with a more hip sound,
Okay.
kind of get, something to help like reach the youth. Like, hey, what are you doing out there?
Yeah.
Whatever your goals are, no more time to waste. It is time to make some moves. Like this is
Right.
moves. Get up out your seat, eliminate the procrastinations, all that. Just go for it.
I
So that's
love
what
it.
I was trying to get across. Like, wake up,
Yeah, because
wake
I
up.
noticed in your video you had younger people in
Hmm.
the video
Hmm.
too, how you guys were standing and dancing beside, that was really inspirational to me and I love it. It was just really like, okay, she's reaching the younger, like you said, the younger generation with this song. Like go get it, go after your dreams, go after what you want in life and don't sit there and stay
Hmm.
stagnant. Run for what you want. I tell it to my son
Yes.
all the time. He's 18 and once I had to like more like fight him to get out of high school. Like the last 3 or 4 months of high school, I was like, dude, get it together. Don't you have dreams that you want to go get? Like it
Yeah.
was like a really hard thing for me to do. I was like, oh, and when he went, like I noticed when you put on Facebook, I was looking on your Facebook page and you said it at those last few moments of your daughter graduating, it was
Hmm.
really difficult and hard for you. Like how hard? Because I know listen, I need somebody to really that feel the pain that I feel.
Oh my gosh.
How hard was that for you?
Oh, and it's a bittersweet moment
It
because
is, yeah.
all this time watching them grow, and then at one point I I'm not gonna say I had completely given up, but with the pandemic happening and all that, it had gotten like really hard. She struggled a lot, and I didn't know if she would make it or not, because it's like, I don't know if teenagers can get to the point where you say something to them, it goes through one ear and come out the
Yeah,
other. so,
I'll tell you.
so it was one of those moments, like constantly the constant push and the constant
Yeah,
drive. It becomes exhausting after a
it
while,
sure
but
did. Yes.
she did a complete turnaround. She said, "You know what, Mom, I got this." I say, "Okay, okay, go for it then. Do what you do. Long as I see you walking across that stage."
Right.
So God,
Right.
and I'm just grateful for that.
Listen, I had to hit on that because you were talking about the youth. So I definitely had to I was like, I'm going to
Mhm.
talk to her about that because I know it was
Yeah.
hard for me. I had to
Yes.
like fight my kid, like, come on, dude, get it together. So on your Facebook page, you have, where you said positive minds, positive vibes, and positive life. Has there been a time where there has been so much negativity in your life where you posted this, or the meaning behind posting positive mind, positive vibes, positive life? What's the meaning behind that for you to post that there?
Basically, if you can't really grow from the negativity and the things that's going on around you, that you feel like you're sinking in, or
Mhm.
you can't get out of, you can't really grow if you don't speak those things as not as though they were, as scripture states.
Right.
So that's my daily motivation and
Hmm.
mentality. Something I try to strive to do and to be, is to leave all the negativity alone. As much as, people come, people are going to hurt you, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to have doors slammed in your face, but you can't let that define you, and you can't let
Right.
that dictate where you're going next. just because somebody says you're a nobody, or just because they say you're
Mm-hmm.
not good enough, doesn't mean that it is what it is, because it's not. You're the only person that can change that. And if you don't think positive about yourself and your situation, you can't grow from that. So that's something that I have to constantly remind myself every day, no matter what comes. So
Right, right. I have a Facebook Live that I do. It's called the Morning Jam as well. And my the saying that I say is the Morning Jam, where we inspire, uplift, bring out the good, the great out of each and every one of us. I always say it's not about you, it's not about me, but it's about all of us growing together, supporting one another, lifting one another up, bringing out the good, the great, you know, being the shoulder to lean on, the hand to hold, even when we feel like we have our back against the wall, and we may not have our back against the wall at that moment, or that point in our life. Things transpire in my life where I felt like I was totally alone, felt like I was just in despair, like I just didn't feel like it was me. But I was reading in your bio where you said it was primarily an instability, of family structure that you were, dealing with as younger growing up. Let me actually read it here. So, and I felt like I said, okay, this is going to be a great topic for you to discuss here, because I know it will impact so many lives, that's going to hear your side of the story. It says, um, let me find it first. I'm sorry. Okay, so you had mentioned that your grandmother brought you into singing, into Christ and everything. But before that, it was more like a massive impact that happened to your life. And it said that you were introduced to gospel music through your late grandmother, and she
mhm.
played all of that in there. But before that, it was primarily the instability of family structure that affected me the most. I could never settle down because I was always moving for whatever reason, mostly no fault of my own. It was pretty difficult to start something with the fear of knowing I probably not finish it. So what brought that part up on into your bio that you played?
My childhood was very unstable. For starters, I have two brothers and one sister.
Mm-hmm.
So we were separated at an early age, and we were constantly moving around. Um, to be honest, we were in the foster care system. So it was like a lot of new faces,
Mm-hmm.
different family. And then when we finally got into place, with our own family, it
Mm-hmm.
was still hard because my mom, truth be told, she never stayed in the same place too long. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like I was a military child or something.
Right,
But
right.
um, I never understood that, why that was the case, because it really affected me, because I couldn't keep any friends. If I found the passion for something where I was, I
Right.
couldn't, learn more from it or grow from it. And it affected me a lot, because I always questioned, I mean, even as a child, getting to know Christ, even then, who he was, I would put, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to my family? There's a lot of whys in there.
Right,
But
right.
yeah.
Did that affect you growing up into where you are today? Or how did that take place? Is there, I guess I can say, is there any like things that transpire now that takes you back to that moment of you like moving with your mom in different locations growing up?
um Man, that was it wasn't all bad, but
Mhm.
I would say if it wasn't for my grandmother, I honestly don't know where I would be, because, like I said, she brought me to Christ, and I was just, you know, practically doing my own thing and just didn't know, just easily influenced by different things.
Right.
And the instability, that said a lot in itself. So I don't know where I would be if it wasn't, which I'm so grateful to this day, because that was a life-changing experience from that
Right.
point on.
So in all of that happening, what would be the I guess the biggest learning experience for you out of that that's helped you become the person you are today?
Um, well, in all her teachings and from what I've learned compared to now, it was a struggle, and it helped me to see that we can overcome things from our past.
Mm-hmm.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. That's basically it, because when I was in that space, I really didn't see a light. I was just, going with emotions.
Right.
And that pretty much, kind of opened my eyes that, hey, if God brought me out of this thing, he can bring me out of some other stuff.
Right. Right.
And
Absolutely.
it's possible. Change is possible if you allow it. You allow him to do the change. So that's what I'm grateful for. That's what I learned out of that.
Well, you sis definitely do not look like what you've been through. You are a beautiful, beautiful queen. I always say queen out here doing your thing
Thank
and putting out these songs that reach the heart in the minds of people. I like my heart goes out to you. My even my thank you goes to you, because there's someone out here that is going to take a listen to this and going to see where you come from as this young child growing up to this amazing woman that you are today in the ministry, doing your thing with your singing, your independent artist, out here with your songs, living this amazing life and just really working it. And you didn't give up. You didn't give up in the midst of all of what happened to you, the places that where you've been. And in those times that we feel like we are lost, even in ourself and even in our mental state, mind and emotional. I've been in a place physically where I felt like, and I was young. I didn't know even who to turn to, and my parents was even right there in front of me. My friends was right there in front of me, but I felt like I just couldn't turn to those people at the time where the things that I was going through. I was molested at a young age, and I just felt like, okay, so who do I tell? Who do I
right.
talk to? But in the
Mhm.
midst of all of that trauma, in the midst of all of that, look where we are today, sis. We have this huge smile on our face. We are beautiful, strong women that's out here encouraging other women to really like never give up on yourself. Always continue to grow, always continue to blossom, always continue to let that light shine within us. And I was also, you wrote on here and you said dreams become a reality the moment you wake up. And in that, girl, when I read that today, I was like, okay. But I think for me back then, I felt this right here because it felt like a dream to me. And I was like, when am I going to wake up out of this? And
Mhm.
when I did, it was the moment that I felt like, okay, Crystal, you got this. You can
Mhm.
be the best. And I just applaud you
Yeah.
for where you are and who you are today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I want to ask you this question here. So if there's someone out there, that's young woman or boy that's out there, man, even that's out there that's been in a situation where they feel like where you've been, or even where I've been, what would you say to them?
You can make it. Whatever trial it is you're going through. Ooh, I just sung that song this past Sunday, and I'm so tempted to.
Go
Oh
ahead,
my
sing it,
gosh.
girl. Go ahead, you sing it. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
I'll sing a little portion of it. You can make it. You can make it. This trial you're going through. God's gonna show you just what to do. 'Cause you can make it. You can make it. You're not in this thing alone. 'Cause God won't let it last too long. You can make it.
Oh,
So,
wow. I love it. Yes. Even just the word that you
yes,
just sung really touched my heart too. I thank you.
so welcome.
Listen, you guys, y'all can make it. You can make it. I know right now it seems, and I'm talking to whoever that's going to listen to this podcast and see this podcast, you can make it. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. Don't ever walk away. Don't ever feel like, hey, I got to take my life because of whatever I'm going through in life right now. Seems like I can't even get out of it. Seems like I can't. Why, God? And have that why.
Mm-hmm.
I had that why too. Like, why is this happening to me? Like, why?
Yes,
And
yes,
so in that, remember that God never walks away from us. He still holds us. He still comforts us. He still has that amazing warmth and that amazing love for
yes,
all of us.
yes,
I
yes.
appreciate you, sis, for coming on today, right here with your sis and your friend, Crystal Whitaker, on the Morning Gem podcast. Thank you to Toccara Thomas. I
Thank
love
you.
the name too. I was like, that is
Thank you
that
so
is
much
amazing.
for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome, sis. So let the people know where they can connect with you, where they can get your music and all of that.
Quick, short, and to the point, you can go to www.toccarathomas.com. I have a lot of websites, but that is the one that's connected to everything. So, yes, toccarathomas.com.
Listen here, you've heard it right here with your sister, your friend Crystal Whitaker, right here on the Morning Gem podcast with Miss Toccara Thomas. You guys go out and support her. Go get her song, download the song, support her on. I know she's on Facebook, she's on YouTube. Go support her. Hit that subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. I promise. I promise you won't be disappointed. But thank you, sis. You
Thank
have a great rest of your day, and may God continue to bless you. And
thank you.
bye,
Bye.
sis. Love you.
Love you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.